What's going on, everybody? So as we wrap up 2020, I did want to take a look back in time and review my top 10 games of the decade. So I got these listed out on my note card here. So we got side 1, side 2. We're going to go start from 10 and go all the way to number 1 for me. So let's get right into it. First game of the decade that I loved, this number 10 on the list, is Titanfall 2. That was one of the first games I got on PlayStation 4. I remember when it got released, it was originally on Xbox for just Titanfall 1, and then they announced it was coming to PlayStation 4 for the second game. This came out in 2016, so it wasn't the first game I had on PlayStation 4, but it was the first Titanfall game I played. And it blew me away. The campaign, when I first started, that's always what I do when I get a game like a Call of Duty or something like that. I always play campaign first, and then I move into multiplayer. And the campaign was amazing. The graphics were insane. The gunplay was fun. The movement was fun. You know, if you played Titanfall, you know what I'm talking about. But the campaign just felt like something you got sucked into as a single storyline on PlayStation 2 or like Xbox originally. It felt very classic of a game. It was very simple, yet you know, they perfected it and didn't do too much. You know, a lot of games nowadays, they try to do too much and it doesn't work. And this game was perfect. And I definitely recommend, you know, if you haven't tried it yet, go check it out because it was a lot of fun. And a lot of the stuff you see in Titanfall 2 now is what's carried over into Apex Legends, the Battle Royale game that Respawn has made. So, you know, if you liked Apex Legends and haven't played Titanfall 2, definitely go play that. I also did want to let you guys know these are all going to be recommended. So, you know, if I repeat myself there, I'm sorry. But yes, these are all going to be recommended to you guys if you haven't played them. But moving on, number 9, Destiny 2. That game has held a pretty big place in my heart as well. I remember the first time I tried Destiny was the first game. And I went to the store and I was literally going to buy the base model. And Taken King was coming out a week later. And the people at GameStop were just like, wait, you know, just wait for that. You're going to pay almost the same price, but you're going to get a more complete game. Played that, loved it, and then kind of fell off for a little bit. And then Destiny 2 came out in 2017, and I still play that today. I still use the same first exotic weapon I got, the Graviton Lance. I have continued with that since I've been playing. I've been playing it since it came out. I've had all the expansions, and I love that now the expansions are part of Game Pass, so I don't have to pay for them anymore and just use my Game Pass subscription. And I recently moved my Xbox One S, which does 4K downstairs in our house, to our big 65-inch 4K TV, and it looks amazing on there, and it's re-sparked my whole interest in just playing again. However, Beyond Light is kicking my ass, but it is what it is. I'm not a professional at the game. Number 8, Diablo 3. That was a new concept for me. I never really played any like top-down RPGs, especially like a Blizzard like that before, but one day I was just kind of like wanting to play something else. I was around when I first like tried streaming in like 2015. Like I was streaming straight from my PlayStation, and that game was actually one of the most fun games I streamed because everyone wanted to come in, talk about their characters that they played as, and then like the multiplayer mode that they had. I didn't really get too much into that, but I got really sucked into the story. I just loved it, especially with the Reaper of Souls expansion when it came with it. The game was so much fun, and I'm really looking forward to Diablo 4. This next one could be higher on the list. It could be low. It's not like... It's an awesome game, and it's been on now 3 generations of consoles. But for number 7, it's going to be Grand Theft Auto 5. I've played through this story probably 3 times now, and then I just get caught up, you know, running around Los Santos, wreaking havoc, and that's just like, you know, it's just mindless fun. You know, it's not supposed to be anything like crazy, but yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5 is one of those games, like, you know, it's timeless. It's the same as one of my other ones on the list. Like, it's been through 3 generations of consoles, and you know there's a reason it's doing that. It's just that good, you know. All right, so we're starting now on the other side of my list where we're going from 6 to 1. So first game on there, it's a recent one. I actually just did a video on it. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I picked this because it really re-sparked some of my interest in Star Wars games. I've also mentioned I've been playing Battlefront 2. That's more or less just multiplayer and to play with my friends in a Star Wars universe. And then I play The Old Republic on PC with my little brother. That, again, you know, it's fun. The story's good, but it's just fun to run around with friends. But if you really want a beautifully visual Star Wars game with some of the best lightsaber gameplay in a Star Wars video game. I definitely recommend Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Like I said in my last video about it, it's literally like if you put Dark Souls combat and the save style where you have to go to bonfires, and you mixed it with some platforming like with Uncharted in games like that, it's just a beautiful game. I definitely recommend it. So number 5, this game is one of the reasons I wanted to get a PlayStation 4 again. It's Marvel's Spider-Man 2018. I remember when I saw it announced a few years back, and I was just like it looks awesome. But I wasn't really just hooked into PlayStation exclusives yet like I am now, and now I'm loving them. And I started playing it, and it's just so much fun. There's so much you can do. The story's good. You could literally turn it into a movie, but the combat feels good. It's almost like, how Arkham felt back when Arkham Asylum and City came out. Same fluent combat like that, but even you can get lost in Marvel Spider-Man just swinging around the city. You don't even have to be doing anything. You don't have to play any missions. You don't have to do any side quests, whatever. You could literally get lost in just filming yourself spinning around the city, doing tricks, going fast. It's so much fun. And it's almost meditating, just swinging around. It really is. So for number 4, we're going to go back to a first-person shooter genre. It is Call of Duty Black Ops 3. This game was huge for me. I was really sucked into it. I've always been a fan of the Call of Duty franchise. Now, not so much as I was then. But I remember back when I was wanting to compete, I first learned about esports when Advanced Warfare started, and that was the motion was just very jumpy, and it just was crazy. But then when Black Ops 3 came out, it had some of the most fun guns you can use. I loved the VMP, Vesper, M8, all the stuff like that. Kuda was good. And I just loved the motion of wall running and boosting, but you weren't really jumping around and dashing. The movement was just very fluent, and it felt just right. It was one of the most perfect Call of Duty games in an online experience, especially playing game battles and stuff. I just had so much fun with it, and that's why I had to put it on the list. I mean, I was grinding it for the whole year. It was just that was all I was playing in 2015. Number 3, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. This game was new to me. I tried Witcher 2 when that was a thing on 360, and I just didn't get into it. I guess my mind just wasn't built for heavy RPGs yet. It was too much going on for me to want to sit there and try to learn it. And then when Wild Hunt came out, I got the vibe of Game of Thrones, and this is when I was watching Game of Thrones, so I was inclined to want to try a game more like that. And I just remember one of the biggest things for me, and I'm hoping you guys played it, if not, spoiler alert, the end battle where you basically strategically set up everyone at the castle and the Wild Hunt came at you, and you had to just play it how you wanted to. That was one of the best experiences I've ever had. And just learning the world of The Witcher 3, improving your armor class and swords, it was just so much fun. The storyline is amazing. And, now there's a Netflix show with Henry Cavill playing Geralt. So it's really, if you want to expand off that show's really good. Season 2's coming out. R.I.P. Henry Cavill's ankle. Now, between number 2 and 1, I really struggled picking it, but there's a reason why number 1 got a little bit ahead of this one, but this one, if this one didn't exist, this would be my number 1. So number 2 on the list is going to be Skyrim. That was my first ever RPG game. When I first got 360, I was never into RPG games. I just remember the commercial, the big, triumphant music, the guy shouting, and the dragon flying around. It just, and I just, was I gotta try this. And I was immediately hooked. I loved the storyline. I remember I ended up, I started the main quest, and then I got off on about 15 different sidetracked quests, and it became a little confusing to me, because I was like, why am I not playing the storyline? Where is the storyline? And so I ended up having to, when I was playing Skyrim, I had a computer or my iTouch back in the day next to me where I could Google anything I had a question about. And that's where I got back on the main storyline, completed that, fell in love with it, and then I had all the expansions. I played through everything. I was a level 100 something. I had all the different armors, Dragonbone armor, Daedric, everything. I was part of the Dark Brotherhood. It just, oh my god, it was amazing to me. It's the same thing with GTA 5, where it's carried over 3 consoles, and there's a reason for it. Alright guys, so this number 1 pick was well deserved, but it was a hard pick, comparing it to Skyrim and where that took me in gaming. But for number one for the decade is Ghost of Tsushima. It restored my faith in a lot of gaming. After Skyrim and, basically 100%ing it, I kind of lost touch with games right there, and then I went through a time period of just playing Call of Duty competitively, and then for the past probably 3 years, nothing has sucked me in, like, through a story. I got caught up when Fortnite was early on, playing that with friends, and, I still play Call of Duty with some friends, and like I said, Battlefront 2, and I'm trying new storylines with, like, SpiderMan, Jedi Fallen Order, stuff like that. Like, I still just play through those just for fun, but Ghost of Tsushima, I remember it got announced this summer, and I was like, because I just got a PlayStation probably a few months ago just to play these games. And I remember I had to have it. I think it was one of the first games I got on the PlayStation. And boy, was that the best decision I ever made. That game is amazing. I felt like I was in it playing as Jin Sakai. The storyline, just when you thought like another thing couldn't happen, it would. It had moments of like, you feel your eyes watering, like there's raw emotion that comes out of the game. The visuals between nature and your character is just like little fine details. Like if you're walking through a valley and not sprinting with the horse, like Jin will lean over and like pet the grass, or you can play your flute and just walk around. You can do meditations, you could write haikus, which give you headbands, and you just work your way through the island. I'm not going to go into the storyline. That I'm not going to spoil for anyone. If you haven't played it, please go play that. You'll know what I'm talking about. But after, it has a lot of replay value. After you finish, where I finished the storyline, decisions I made, it left me with the whole island to still explore. And yeah, I'm going to get back into that. And also Legends mode, which was a free multiplayer mode. You can play up to 4 people. You can do a 2-player storyline co-op. There's a horde mode, which is 4 players, or there's a raid, which I haven't even touched yet, but it's really cool. Like, you pick your own class between samurai, ronin. There's there's 4 of them, and then you just get to like upgrade your armor and weapons the whole time as you play through it. And you can pick different, but the harder skill level you pick for your missions rewards you with better gear. You know how it works. So like again, if you have not played Ghost of Tsushima, please just go check it out. It's they did an awesome job over there, and me personally, watching the Game Awards this year, I thought that should have been Game of the Year. But congratulations, Last of Us 2. But again, you guys, these are my top 10 for the decade. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to smash that thumbs up button and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.